The inheritance tax uproar. Why Northern Ireland's farmers are in open revolt against Rachel Reeves. Imagine this. You spend your entire life building something from scratch. We're talking early mornings, late nights, mud on your boots, back aching, all for the privilege of keeping a family tradition alive. Then, when you finally hang up your wellies, the government shows up and says, "Cheers for all that. Now, hand over 20% of it." Sound fair? Welcome back to UK Plug, where today we're digging into the storm brewing between Northern Ireland's farmers and Chancellor Rachel Reeves, a showdown that could change the face of British agriculture forever. Let's cut through the political fog. Chancellor Rachel Reeves has unveiled a plan that, from April 2026, will slap a 20% inheritance tax on any farm worth more than £1 million. At first glance, that sounds like a problem for the super rich. But here's the reality. In farming, £1 million is often just a modest chunk of land and a few battered tractors. We're not talking about hedge fund managers or Russian oligarchs. We're talking about families who have worked the same soil for generations, with profit margins thinner than a communion wafer. Enter William Irvine, president of the Ulster Farmers Union. Irvine isn't just upset, he's furious. He's fired off a letter to Reeves demanding an urgent meeting, expressing what every farmer is thinking. How can you make life-altering decisions about our industry without so much as talking to the people who live it? It's like letting Gordon Ramsay redesign the McDonald's menu without ever having tasted a Big Mac. Possible, sure, but utterly clueless. Irvine's message is clear. The government's so-called consultations have been little more than box-ticking exercises, with real concerns from the farming community lost in the shuffle. Reeves visited Belfast, but somehow managed to avoid meeting any actual farmers, as if they were contagious. Let's break this down. Inheritance tax isn't just a number on a spreadsheet. It's a direct threat to survival of family farms. The fear is palpable. Families forced to flog their land to pay the tax bill, local food production plummeting, and Britain, already shockingly dependent on food imports, becoming even more exposed. Think about it. Britain already imports over 40% of its food. The idea of making it even harder for local farmers to keep their land is, frankly, bonkers. It's like setting fire to your umbrella in a thunderstorm. Sure, you can do it, but you're not going to stay dry. The government claims this new tax will stop wealthy investors from using farmland as a tax dodge, but farmers say that's a fantasy. The only people who will really suffer are genuine working families. It's a classic case of using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. Except the nut escapes, and you're left with a wrecked kitchen. This isn't just about farmers crying into their cornflakes. The consequences could ripple out across the entire UK, hitting food security, rural jobs, and even the landscape itself. If family farms disappear, it's not just fields that get sold. It's hundreds of years of tradition, stewardship, and community. It's the loss of local produce, rural jobs, and a way of life. Imagine telling your kids that the farm that's been in your family since before electricity was invented now has to be sold because the government wants a bit more cash. That's not just policy, that's cultural vandalism. Right now, we're in a bizarre holding pattern. The Treasury could hit pause and actually listen to the people who know farming inside out, or they could barrel ahead like a drunk on a unicycle, technically moving forward, but heading straight for disaster. Irvine and the Ulster Farmers Union are calling for a proper impact assessment, something you'd think would be standard before introducing a policy that could decimate an entire sector. They are not just complaining, they're demanding a seat at the table, a chance to explain why this tax could be catastrophic. Even if you've never set foot on a farm, this matters. Food security isn't something to take for granted. In a world where we can't even guarantee our own energy supply, do we really want to gamble with our food supply? Because that's what's at stake. So, what's the endgame? Will Rachel Reeves actually listen to the people whose lives and livelihoods hang in the balance? Or will she press ahead, making British farming history? Literally? Are Northern Ireland's farmers right to be angry? Or is this just the inevitable price of progress in a changing world? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're a farmer yourself, we definitely want to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe to UK Plug for more political chaos. Serve up daily and ring that notification bell. Because trust us, this story's far from over. Catch you next time.